as I told you, we're going to do a quick overview of Obama's accomplishments. Again, this goes back to July of last year, 2010. Okay, first of all, he signed an executive order on government contracts, waste, and spending. There's a White House press release on that. The Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act, giving women equal pay to men. I have an issue with that because of the way corporations work, folks. What that means is they will simply reduce the pay of women, or excuse me, sorry, misspoke. They will simply reduce the pay of men to match what they're paying women. They will not increase the wages that they are paying women. On top of which, they will, since the economy is so crappy, they are lowballing wages out there anyway. So any value to this is negated as far as I'm concerned, and that's mostly politics. Okay, says he renewed dialogue with NATO and allies on strategy issues. Yeah, and that got us into Libya, right? Let's see. He announced a plan to end the war in Iraq, and according to the author of this article, we're on track for that too. By the way, I think I mentioned this when I first brought it up. This came from the Daily Jeffersonian in Cambridge, Ohio, and again, the date on it is July 10th, 2010, if you want to look it up. Okay, let's go back to where I was at. Okay. 5. Providing funding to families for fallen soldiers to defray expense for them when the body arrives at Dover Air Force Base. Well, it's a good thing. It's a kind thing. It's a reasonable thing. It's a benefit they should have anyway. So, okay, I'm good with that. Ended media blackout on war casualties and the return of fallen soldiers to Dover Air Force Base. Okay, again, good thing. Transparency, you know. Beyond that, I don't know how this fits the big picture. It's a good thing on the small end, but on the big picture, I'm not sure. Okay, let's see what else. Signed into law the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, which is responsible for saving or creating 2.1 million jobs. Okay, and as we all know, and I've already showed you, and I'll do it again, as of April this year, the U6 table is sitting at well over 15%. So, how good was that act? Okay, launched the recovery.org website to show where your tax dollars are going, giving transparency to the government. Problem is, most of us have ignored that. But, okay, making home affordable plan. You know, whatever. That's, if I'm going to dig into that, I'm going to have to dig into that one because I have no idea what that was. He launched a $15 billion plan to help small businesses. Okay, good. I'm good with that. But our unemployment number is still right around 10%. I mean, even if you look at the official unemployment figure at 9%, oh boy, we're only 45 million people out of work instead of whatever. Or 4.5 million? I think I got the number wrong. I think the official number is something like 4.5 million. Insane. Okay, let's see. 11. Investing in education programs to both provide jobs now and for the future. Yeah, this is something I was talking about the other day. Some of the benefits of these plans may be 12. He gave the VA $1.4 billion to improve services for veterans programs. I'm good with that. Signed into law the S-CHIPS law to help underprivileged children be covered by health insurance. Okay. Repealed Bush's restriction on stem cell research. Okay. Where are we at? 15. Ended the stop-loss program, which made soldiers serve as many as 4 tours in war. Again, good thing. But I hate to be a whining little kid here, but it's about the economy, stupid. Okay. Signed into law the Weapons System Acquisition Reform Act to stop fraud and wasteful spending in the way Pentagon acquires weapons. Need to look into that one. Signed into law the Fraud Enforcement and Recovery Act, giving the authority to investigate and prosecute fraud in the lending industry, which led to the financial meltdown. Has anybody gone to jail over that one that isn't some kind of small fry, what do you want to call it, bookkeeper who was doing what they were told to while the CEOs jacked everybody up? Yeah, that's a case I ran into, and I wish I could document it here for you, but it's one of those things. Okay. Signed into law the Helping Families Save Their Homes Act to help families on the verge of foreclosures to keep their homes. Again, I have to look into that one. My understanding is that's not working. Started laying out a plan for Mexico-U.S. border security, including using military equipment on our border. Yeah, I understand that one. Announced strategy to deal with international nuclear threat. Okay. Improved Freedom of Information Act, giving it more transparency. Okay. Signed into law the Credit Card Accountability, Responsibility, and Disclosures Act, CARD, putting the brakes on sleazy practices of credit card companies and protecting consumers. Again, dig into that one. Ensuring the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act of 2009, which puts the brakes on offshore tax havens. Helped revise the Dow, or reverse the Dow from around 8,000 when Bush left to the biggest weekly gain in the year on July 9, 2010. Okay, big deal. I'm sorry. We're at a point in the United States now where we really have to go to bare knuckles. Okay, I'm sorry to put it this way, but who the fuck really gives a good goddamn about the fucking Dow? I give a shit. The market does not reflect what's happening on Main Street, okay? And at best, if it does, it's an indicator of where we're going to be. Well, okay, let's be honest about this. This is 2010, when this was written. This is June of 2011, right now, today, June 6, 2011, anniversary of the D-Day invasion. Now, things are looking up a bit. Muy poquito. So, so when I read the stuff about the Dow, I'm like, well, you heard what I said. That's how I feel about it. And what I think about it. I just don't see Wall Street being a really good indicator of what's happening on Main Street. Now, if I had money in the market, I might be more concerned. But right now, I live hand to mouth. So that don't mean squat to me. Okay. Now, provided a tax cut to 95% American workers. True and true. And this he has done. And even I do appreciate this one. But not, how do I say this? You have to have a job. That's all there is to do it. Okay, we're at 26. Crackdown on companies denying their workers sick leave pay and insurance. Also avoiding paying Social Security, Medicare, and unemployment taxes. How many companies? Who's been fined? Who's gone to jail? Can we get some information on this? I'm not going to say I haven't heard about it. Something is right past me. I heard something about this. But once again, it boils down to ongoing, credible enforcement of laws that are already in existence and not giving these feudal lords of our age a free ride. Okay, we're at 27. Increased funding for Pell Grants provided more low-income students with access to college funds. That's great unless you already have a degree and you've been put out of the market by outsourcing and all the rest of the corporate shenanigans that have been going on since 2000. Okay? I'm glad low-income kids can get more access to grants, so they're not graduating with such huge debt. But at the same time this is happening across the board, based on what I've seen and what I've heard, the schools, because of state issues, are increasing their tuition. So the grants are good, the money's good, but people are still having to acquire massive debt just to get an education. And that's bullshit, okay? That's just plain bullshit. Okay, signed into law the Veterans Health Care Budget Reform and Transparency Act, establishing better care for veterans. Okay, good stuff. Not gonna bitch about that one. Launched an investigation against Anthem Blue Cross over their jacking premiums up by 39%. Pressure on Anthem caused them to reverse itself. Well, thank you. But, I mean, that's picking up a phone and saying, excuse me, what are you assholes doing? That's equivalent to what that's all about. And I'm glad he did that, because that's more than what Bush would have done. But at the same time, jobs? Jobs? Okay. Extended unemployment benefits for over 2 million people by 20 weeks in November of 2009. Again, thank you. That did help me. I appreciate it. I'm not destitute because of it. But at the same time, jobs? Jobs? Work? Okay. Economic policies helped unemployment drop to 9.5. More jobs started opening up and hiring. Jobless dropped dramatically from over 700,000 on January 20th, 2009 to 125,000 in June 2010. Most of these job losses are attributed to temporary census workers not doing the census anymore. Jobs being a lagging indicator, Economics 101, jobs are always the last thing to improve in any economy. And people call me condescending? Whoa! Yeah, well, dude, never mind. I mean, he's right. I'm not going to bitch about that. He's right, but, you know. 7 of the 10 economic indicators have improved, showing signs that recovery has and continues to improve. Allotted funding to help firemen and police officers save their jobs, thus keeping communities safer. Strengthened the Endangered Species Act. Launched a criminal and civil investigation to the Gulf oil spill. Did not apologize to BP for making them take responsibility for the mess they created, as the GOP has done. Yeah, at some point, I think I need to talk about that, because there's a Halliburton division involved in that, and some other players, and everybody keeps screaming about BP. And believe me, I'm not making excuses for BP. I'm just, my thing are other players that may be getting off scot-free. And bottom line, a lot of this stuff, it may just simply be underreported. So, okay, let's see what else. Did not suggest that taxpayers foot the bill for the spill instead of BP like John Boehner, Michelle Bachmann, Tom Donahue, and other GOPers think we should. What am I doing that for? You know my salute for the GOP. Gave tax credits for the first-time homeowners through their Worker Homeownership and Business Assistance Act, which by the time I'm on my feet and am able to even address this, won't do dick for me. Did not screw over out-of-work Americans by blocking the extension of unemployment benefits in June of 2010. Okay, cool. Let's see. And that's it. That's the 40. That's the 40 they're giving us, okay? So that's what Obama has done as of right now.